So staying with us on the news, the Stuart 12 report, and earlier on we'd spoken about the editors' conference that is currently ongoing this 2025 edition. And my colleague, News Central's Aisha Saliu, is live at the venue of the conference to bring us the details. Aisha, so we're talking about the major focus of this year's conference. Different editors and different organizations have had their own submissions. But what has been the focal point so far?
Blessings, I'd say the focal point so far has been conversations around democratic governance and national cohesion. I mean, the editors here have been talking about it from yesterday and up till today. And part of their submissions would be they have even stressed the challenges that even media organizations, even the newsroom faces, and they have profiled some solutions, challenges starting from, funding challenges, and they're proposing 5 to 10 year corporate tax relief for media companies, amongst others. They've also talked about the ethical dilemma, upholding National Broadcasting Commission code, and also still carrying out the public good, the role of informing the public. But then I'm not going to be speaking alone about all of the submissions of the editors. I have one editor here who would be bringing us up to speed on what he thinks and also the submissions of his fellow editors. Please kindly join me, sir. Thank you. Good afternoon, sir.
Thank you very much.
Your full name and designation.
My name is Ben Shaman, and I used to be the director of news with the Voice of Nigeria. Now I work with the German television, DW.
Thank you so much, sir. I'd like to hear from you. What are some of the submissions of the editors, your colleagues here, regarding democratic governance and national cohesion?
Yeah, you see, those days you hear of things like when it bleeds or where it bleeds, it makes the news. You also be hearing of things like just publish and damn the consequences. But it has ceased to be so because there's the social responsibility theory in mass communication. Therefore, this news you're about unleashing to the people, is it bringing cohesion or is it just going to be a divisive kind of a thing? And that's when you're talking about election and the results and the deficit, that deficit trust in people, the editors are now being put on the front burner. What is it that you get from the field, and what is it that you are churning out from the public? Is it being guided by that kind of cohesion to ensure that Nigeria, there is that living in peace, so that you seek to inform the people? The people, therefore, must be informed professionally, and that's why the editors are here under very broad themes, so that there has to be a Nigeria first before the editor can do his job.
Yesterday, the president made a charge on the editors, saying that they should report responsibly. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that there has been some elements of recklessness when it comes to some reportage in Nigeria. Some people just report and damn the consequences. And this period where you're talking about citizen journalism, everybody that has a phone, Android phone, feels is a journalist. Now, something bad has happened. You've not helped to save a situation. You're rather going live on Facebook to say, yes, you broke the news. It's just not it. And that's why the president is saying, look, in terms of the editors, ensure that there is a cohesion in the country. Don't just report anything just anyhow. Do a self-searching, a soul-searching of yourself before you even release the news. And that's why the editors are also making some demands from the president. Newsprint, for example, is that high? Then you look at cost of broadcasting, is that high? Can there be some tax relief from the government, which is doable? And that was why the president was saying that the charter of demand by the president of the guild, Anova, he said he had it in his pocket and he actually pocketed it. We therefore expect that the president will look at it in terms of the industry in Nigeria. How can we make it better? And that is why we are still here discussing Nigeria, not just Nigeria, the editor, not just the editor. What is the news that should the public be know? What is the news that the public should know? Because they have the right to know, even as the media has that duty to hold the government to account for their actions, inactions, to say exactly what they have done and what they have failed to do.
I like the fact that you talked about the media's role in holding the government accountable, but then let us talk about investigative reporting, because it's also the responsibility of the media and also journalists, reporters, to ensure that issues that we're bringing to the front burner is being properly investigated and also reported, and also talking about editorial oversight.
Yeah, you see, incidentally, if you go to Chapter 4 of the Nigerian Constitution, it gives us all manner of rights. Outside that, it also says that we can always hold the government accountable. And not just that, there is another act, the Freedom of Information Act, and that allows journalists, it allows every citizen armed with it. You can go to your local government and say, look, because I have this Freedom of Information Act, I want to know what projects you are going through, you are constructing. I want to know how much has entered the local government. I want to know the distribution pattern, what's the status of the project. And when they fail, the same law says you can take that person to court. And when the person is found guilty, of course, he's removed from office. Just that Nigerians are not just too conversant with the Freedom of Information Act. We have it so good in Nigeria when it comes to kind of having the information flow, going to the sources. And where you are blocked, that Freedom of Information Act, FIO Act, can always set you free, give Nigerians exactly what they want. But Nigerians are simply sleeping on that constitutional right given unto them.
Earlier, you talked about citizens' journalism. Now, let us look at the evolving face of journalism. I mean, battling misinformation, AI, disruption, and also the credibility gap.
Yeah, you see, there's this thing you call deep fake when it comes to the social media information dissemination. Now, if somebody wants to do a mischief, they just remove your head here now using AI and bring somebody's head and plant on you. And anything, therefore, that is said to have been done by that image is assumed to be you, and the gullible minds will just believe that, yes, you actually did it. So issues of deep fake and you having the information, disinformation, misinformation, disinformation here and there. The idea is when you see such disinformations or misinformation, the intention is to either ridicule a government official or bring the government down, or to ensure that there is a kind of a weakness, just simply because someone feels he has to pick a bone from someone, he has to run someone down. And Professor Yomi Osinbajo, even as vice president, suffered that fate. Wole Soyinka suffered that fate, and they've been talking of how fake people have impersonated them to cause mayhem in families and all that stuff.
Right, thank you so much. Well, we have been speaking with Mr. Ben, and he has talked about, the critical challenges that editors face, even media houses face, and also the solutions. And right now, the discussions are still ongoing. Blessings.
Aisha, thank you so much. That was really in-depth, and like he said, it was spot on with the deep fakes that media is battling with.